Hey, gorgeous. Guess what I'm working on? Let's look at what I've done. Okay, so they've been polished up, and it swirls around. It's got hot spots, but they're across the whole deck, so I guess that's okay. I have some stuff I still need to scrape off the top, and then obviously I need to hit it with the air gun. That was a lot grittier than I thought it would be. Anyways, yeah, there's more over here. So crap's falling down from somewhere. Probably because I'm doing this between thunderstorms. Because I'm smart. Whether it's the 172 or the 192, it's the same. Anywhere between 105 to 110 foot-pounds. Yeah, I didn't notice that this one has been spitting oil out of the exhaust, which is weird because that's the bad one down there. But whatever. I'm going to get this all torqued up, and then I don't know, I'll just allow oil to ooze down along the valve stem, see if I can get it in. Again, this one and this one were the two that were stuck. And that one required tapping it back and forth a little bit. But it's going to be okay, I hope. Hey, there we go. I picked a Harbor Freight 108, so who the hell knows what it actually ended up being. This was a bit of a tricky pattern to do, and that I had to go around it at the end a couple of times before they all stopped moving. So I don't know, this head has a bunch of squish maybe to it. Should we see if it clears? Still turns over. Nice. Got the valve train on. It was kind of like feeding a bundle of wet spaghetti into a garden hose, but got them all eventually. Got the oil feed hooked up. You know what we need to do now? Oh, we need to turn this over and see if I properly freed up all of the valves or if we're going to get some crunching noises. That one's stuck. Okay. All right, with a few tippity taps and squirting some oil, I got it jammed way down there and I could get more of the valve stem. Cool. Cool. Cool, cool. Do I put the carburetor back on and fingers crossed hope that it's somehow also not full of shit, knowing that if I crack the son of a bitch, every gasket is going to fail and it'll be very hard to find new gaskets? Or do I just commit and hope that if I take it apart, ruining all of the gaskets, that it actually was full of shit? It's like Schrodinger's carburetor right now. It is both garbage and not garbage at the same time. Deep thoughts. Okay, this is back on. Screw you, Ford. There was no need to put as much in the way of that bolt as you did. That felt a little personal. And then I went to go grab the carb and I was, you know, Schrodinger's carburetor. I don't think it's Schrodinger's carburetor. I think this thing is telegraphing loud and clear. I think Schrodinger's carb probably would have worked. Nothing's good, but nothing's awful either. I'll run some fine wires down through all these little jets and get them cleaned out, but it's dirty. But I think it's going to be okay. Look at the soot on that. God, she was running bad. It must have been popping out through the carb all the time to put this much soot and corrosion through there. It's a good thing I didn't bother adjusting the valves. Well, we're having some electrical issues. For some reason, I can go straight to the terminals and I can get it to turn over, but I can't get it to turn over more than, you know, as you saw, every once in a while, a tiny roll through the starter solenoid. So I suspect it has left the chat. I am positive I have some kicking around here, but I'll be danged if I can find out where they are. Look at this. Somebody's been in here and welded up the valve cover in like a half dozen places. Why in the world would the valve cover have cracked? That doesn't make any sense. What sort of life did this lead? Yeah, with the plugs in it. I can't get it to turn over fast enough. I'm just hoping to get it to pop on ether. Yeah, just attach this one right here and just to see if I can get it to do anything. But at the moment I can't. I guess until we return. Well, we're days later. I took this out, took it apart. It is, it's a really weird design. Got a ratcheting pawl up there. This thing barely moves. Anyways, it's badly worn inside. It appears that the stator is maybe hitting the housing. Doesn't appear to be rebuildable. It's got bronze bushings at each end and the brushes are spot welded in. So I don't know where I'll find another one, but I cleaned it and I polished everything up, and I can bench test it and it works better. Here's the hole it goes into. Now that in there looks pretty good. I'm not feeling a lot of damage. I've got batteries. I even daisy chained them together. I know that they were good. My gut was that there was something wrong in this, followed by potentially something going bad in the solenoid. Gonna have to try to find one of those, and then I'll try to buy one of those and buy a new ignition switch, and we'll see if we can get it to go. Look at this shit. Remember how I said I checked the block and it wasn't over full? So as long as it was full of oil before, everything's fine. Everything is not fine. All right, so I'm draining it. This thing has a homemade Fomoto valve, which appears to just be a hydraulic hose screwed into the oil pan. Whatever's in there is thick. Between what I pumped out of there and the pure water that came out of the bottom of that first, wasn't a lot, maybe a quart. Unfortunately, the whole time I was rolling this engine over, I was pushing that shit through it. So I probably don't dare use that oil filter. So now I need an oil filter. I could change the oil in one of the other trucks and then put used motor oil in it. Just, I have no idea. those bearing caps were sitting in water, maybe that's why it's so hard to turn over. Oh, did you hear that? I can't be sure, but I think I hear angels singing. I've always liked this machine. You know, I think we might have put the angels back in the box. I drained it. It was quite a bit of water that came out of it. It's got some 30-year-old Conoco Fleet Supreme heavy-duty diesel engine oil in there. And something I got from Dad labeled dump truck oil filtered. So this is what we put in the hydraulic system of the dump truck. It's probably filtered hydraulic oil. I didn't really care. Oh, I'm making a mess. Didn't really care that much. I had to pull all the plugs back out. But I have now run it until we have pumped the good clean oil back through all of the galleys. And we've had it come out of the top. So the top end, everything all the way down has been pumped full of oil. So she's just going to drip and make a god-awful mess. But I think I can walk away from it for a bit. The fuel pump primed itself. No, that didn't come out of the tank. That's what I drained the stuff into. Anyways, yeah. I think a bullet has been dodged with this incredibly advanced machine here. Nothing but the highest tolerances on the old ditch witch. Oh, it has been some time with very little progress, mostly due to the rain. I had a little time today, so I was going to tinker. I thought, you know what? I had found so much water in the motor. Think there's anything in the transmission? So I took the drain plug out. Nope. There is nothing in the transmission. But there is a high water mark on the plug. Bone dry. El nada. I can get a spoonful of rust. Ugh. All right. Like, at what point, you know? At what point do you just... At what point do you just call it a day? I wonder if I can get a second one of these and then keep this one for parts. The hell did I just say? I don't even need this one. Now I'm going to get another? Children, this is how it starts. Check the easy shit first, so you don't get your hopes up. I pulled the cover off the tranny. You want to see what I found? I always liked this machine. I always did. I thought it was laid out shit, right? Well, it was laid out like a ditch witch, right? But in my head, little tiny, rubber tired. I had to put the hoe on the back before I owned that monster. I had to put the hoe on the back. Small enough to be moved by a pickup truck. Not going to tear up any yards. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, I don't really know why there'd be a hear it run on this. But if you listen really close, you might have heard my heart break.